I'm sick, so there's gonna be a lot of coughing, maybe, but oh, okay, no, I'm not. Okay. Do I have boogers? I decided to push through and make a video for you guys because I missed last week, and I want to stay consistent as possible, even though I don't have any room or space to do anything. But you know, we're gonna try. We're gonna try this. So I kind of wanted to talk about something I've noticed. So plenty of people have been asking me, what changes have you had or noticed since being off testosterone for a couple of months? And the thing is, I don't know. Well, I do. At first I didn't know, but now I'm noticing little changes, and then there's a big change, which I don't know if it's a big change, but to me it's a big change. But well, for one, when I was off testosterone for a couple of weeks back, when I was regularly taking it, I would get like spotting or cramping or maybe a light period. But since I had my hysterectomy, earlier this year, I don't bleed, but I still have my ovaries. So what I've noticed, like maybe 3 months, I want to say 3 months towards not being off being off testosterone, is PMS has been kicking my ass. I get really moody, and I get really, my nipples are really sensitive and sore, and a little bloating, tiredness. But I didn't experience that when I was on testosterone, but I guess now I do. Yeah. That's one thing I noticed. One thing I noticed was the PMS. I noticed my PMS symptoms more. And thankfully, I still have my ovaries, even though I got my hysterectomy. I still have my ovaries, so I still go through a cycle, but not the bleeding part, obviously. So, but I'm pretty sure, like, if I still had my, my uterus and everything, I probably would be bleeding right now. But luckily, I don't have to deal with that. Another thing I've noticed is, I think my boobies have gotten, not bigger, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they're a bit more plump than they were. I don't know. Like, they was always big, but me with not binding, and then I guess I don't know. Like, I can't. I wish I had the perfect words to explain this. Okay, but like, they definitely are a little bit more. Because if I'm not mistaken, doesn't testosterone increase breast size a little bit? Not like a lot, but like a little bit. But I'm noticing the opposite of that now. As far as my hips, a little bit. I've noticed, like, my stomach getting a little bit less beer bellyish and more towards my hips. I've noticed that on a few pair of shorts that I wore. I was like, these shorts didn't used to fit like this before. But one change that I recently just realized not too long ago was, how do I say this? You know how they used to be like, oh, T makes you gay, T makes you gay, or T makes trans men gay, or whatever. And I realize now that's because you're so horny when you're on testosterone, like really, really horny. And like, at the time, at the beginning of my transition, I did have a girlfriend at the time, and having sex with her helped. But when we broke up, there was like a long period of time where I wasn't in a relationship, and I didn't have any. I wasn't in a relationship. I wasn't regularly having sex. But I did realize that I was really, really horny, and I would, and I regret this because I regret this, but I used to go on male dating apps like Grinder and Jacked and all those, Growler and Scruff and all those, because I was so convinced that I belonged on those apps. Now I realize no, I was a whole ass female. I shouldn't have been on those apps, but whatever. I thought I was being good by putting like, oh, I'm a trans man, and I was open about it, but still, I wasn't supposed to be on those apps. But whatever. To satiate the amount of horniness that I felt, I would I would hook up with guys, and I just remember feeling like I don't know how to explain this. Okay, I'm gonna explain this the best way I can, but I always felt like, yeah, I've always had an attraction to guys. I always could look at a guy and be like, oh, he's handsome or whatever. But when I was on testosterone, I would hook up with guys, and it felt like I wasn't really attracted to them. I was just kind of using them to get rid of the horniness that I felt, and because it was so easy to get a guy, so easy to get a guy to fuck than it was to hook up with a woman. I would just be hooking up with guys. And now that I've been off testosterone, I have no desire for guys. Okay, now, I ain't saying I'm gay. Maybe, I don't know. But, cause like even when I was hooking up with guys, I don't know if there was attractiveness there. I think it was just like, I just needed something to quench the thirst, the horniness that I constantly felt, and it was just so much easier to find a guy, for the record, who fetishized you, but it was only with me because they just thought this was like a cool experience for them. This was just, so we both wasn't, honestly, we both was using each other, to be honest with you. But to them, I was just some new experience, some wild, like, oh, you have a vagina, but you look like a whole ass man, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I just need something inside of me. I don't know. but now that I'm off testosterone, I haven't thought about guys in that way. And yes, you can say, oh, well, you have a girlfriend. Well, yeah, of course I have a girlfriend now, but like, and I am horny for her. I am sexually attracted to her. Like, we have sex and everything, but I haven't felt how I felt back then with guys like I do now. Like now, I barely think about a guy. I barely think about penises. I barely think about this. Even back then, I wasn't really. I had this strange relationship where it's like I hated penetration. I knew I hated it, but I did it anyway. And most of the time, I dissociated while I was having sex with guys. There was not one time I had sex with a guy where I was like fully present. I was just dissociating, and then it will be over, and then I will leave. Now, I ain't saying I'm gay, but I don't know. I don't know. I still maintain that I'm bisexual because I don't want lesbians to come after me and be like, how dare you call yourself something you're not. You're not one of us. And rightfully so. Like, I don't want to, I'm against people calling themselves something that they're not. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just say I'm biased so I don't have to have this conversation. And even now on camera while I'm trying to have this conversation, I don't know what my sexuality is. I really don't. I know I love women. I've always loved women since I was like 6. But I knew I wanted a wife when I was 8 years old. Like, my dad would talk about, like, how he met my mom in a library. And he would be like, oh, that might happen with you one day. And it's like, yeah, but I want to be you in this situation. I don't want a guy that look at me and be like, that's my, like, I want to find my future wife in the library, but whatever. I've always loved women. But yes, there was a period of time where I was fucking dudes. And I don't want to blame the testosterone. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't. But is that a cop out? Like, is like, look, if I'm bi, I'm bi. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Like, you know, I could be, but I just know I'm not. I haven't felt the way I felt when I was on testosterone than I am now. Like, I'm a normal amount of horny. You know, like, I still feel, you know, but it isn't like back then where I felt like I just needed. I was just always constantly. If I wasn't trying to hook up with people, I was feverishly, you know, masturbating. Now I'll probably do it like maybe once or twice every week versus every day. And then also on top of that, you know, I stopped watching porn, you know, mostly for a feminist reason. But you know, back then I used to watch it, and it would be like that every day, sometimes twice a day, and sometimes just hooking up with random dudes I would find on Jacked and Grounded. Now you would never find me on these apps now, because you know I've learned my lesson. I know that I am a whole ass woman. I am not no man. I should not be on these dating apps, and I maintain that. But even if I wanted to right now, even if it was just like I still have no desire to do that. Like, it's not just because I feel like, oh well, you know, I don't want to hook up with the guy. It's more like I don't want to hook up with the guy, even if I did it on like Tinder or something. You know, that even if I did it or I looked for a guy, like I don't have no desire. I haven't thought about. Like, I used to be so. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe there is some truth to tea making you gay. Maybe tea doesn't make you gay, but maybe tea makes you really, really fucking horny. And there needs to be studies on it. But that's just another change that I realized, because it's like I'm not as horny as I used to be, and I no longer feel like I have to scratch an itch. It's like back then. And I always say, like, if it was as easy for me to hook up with women than it was to hook up with men, I probably would have been hooking up with a bunch of women back then, but I didn't. But I just think that's weird. I think that's weird. I think that's interesting, because it's just like I've never. I just don't. I don't have any sexual attraction to dudes. Maybe I do, but maybe it's calmed down. I don't know. And I know. I'm 31 years old. I'm supposed to know what my sexuality is. All I know is I love my current girlfriend now very much, and I love her, and I love being with her and having sex with her. So that's all I know. Okay. So whether I'm gay, I'm bi, or whatever, who I'm currently with is a woman, and I want that, and I enjoy that, and I love it. But I just noticed, like, I just don't care about dudes no more. But even then, I don't even know if I really cared about them then. I think I was just using them. Am I making sense? Am I making any sense? Like, I don't even think about dick like that. And even when I was with guys, I would just think about women. Anyway, that's a change that I recently figured out. Like, I don't really have that instance, it's in that increased that increased horniness that I used to have when I was on testosterone. Like I'm just a normal amount of horny, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the changes I can report on right now. It's been what? Let me see. March, April. Going on 7 months off teeth, so I'll let you know if anything pops up. But I haven't noticed nothing. Also, something else. I guess life update. I don't know, but I've noticed being gender non-conforming and being detrans in the outside world has been very interesting. Okay, so I've been going to a couple of interviews and whatnot, and I think I look visibly like I look like this. I look like this, but also I'm wearing my little sports bra, I'm wearing my little patterned shirts and all, and I feel like people are noticing that there's something quite not right with me, because I don't bind anymore, and I think when I go into these interviews, I see them looking at my chest and then looking at me, and because my ID still says male, so when I present my identification or whatever, they see a male. But I do think people are starting to notice a mismatch, or I don't know. And another thing is, being around, I just recently met my girlfriend's mom and, her family, a little bit of her family, her cousins and stuff. And I think, I could see them looking at me and kind of like, there's something about this boy. There's something about this man. And I know, as much as I want to tell and be open about my detrans status and I know that's like a difficult conversation for some people to have, because not a lot of people know what detrans is, let alone trans is. So, and I look like this. I still have my beard, so we just haven't navigated that. So I met her mom. Her mom thinks I'm a whole ass man, but I could tell she was looking at me kind of like, and my voice kind of gives it away too, because my voice on testosterone did not change. It only changed like a little bit, but like I still, I still sound. I don't sound as male, or I don't have like a super deep voice. And I could tell, like, she was kind of, like, looking at me, looking at my chest, and then looking at, my face. And I could tell she was trying to figure me out, but she still thinks I'm male, so. But I just thought that was interesting that, people are starting to notice that I'm visibly. And how I feel about it is sometimes I do feel like, damn, it was kind of easier. Well, not easier, but like when I would wear my binder and go out into the world, it was kind of, I don't know if it was easier, but it was just like, oh, well, this was what it was. This is what I was doing. I was passing as male, and there was some explanation. But now it's like, oh, well, you're a woman, but you're looking like this. And you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was easier to say, oh, I'm gender non-conforming because I'm trans, instead of I'm gender non-conforming just because I'm just a woman I'm just like this. I'm just built like this. And I understand why people want to transition, or people who are gender non-conforming, why they end up transitioning, because now it's like, it's so much easier to say, oh, I'm like this because I really want to be a man, or I really want to be a woman, instead of just like, hey, I'm a man and I'm like like this, or hey, I'm a woman and I'm like this. So you know what I mean? So I think I'm starting to notice that it's so much. I don't want to say so much easier, but it's easier to explain why I'm the way I am versus being a woman who just wants to be like this. But either way, either situations, I'm still a woman, regardless if I call myself a trans man or not. But I just thought that was an interesting thing that I've been noticing lately too. And I'm just curious to see how life will be like in the near future. Now, obviously, when I'm at work or when I start working, I don't care if they think I'm a male. Like, I just want to get my paycheck and go. If I'm being honest with you, I don't give a fuck what they think. I'm not here for friends, you know. I'm not here for friends or anything. I'm just trying to get a check. So I don't care if they think I'm a male. They think I'm weird. They think my chest is a little bit too voluptuous for a male, but I don't care, you know. But it is interesting. I'm starting to notice how people look at me and how people look at my chest. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go because I still feel sick. I had an incredible headache yesterday, and I didn't think I would even be making this video, but I don't have that sinus headache anymore. But I'm still feeling blah. I'm still feeling all types of weird. So I'm gonna end the video. Hopefully I made enough sense. I apologize if it didn't. But I wanted to give you a video or something because I missed last week, and because I was sick then, and then I got really sick again. So I don't know what's going on with me, but I just wanted to do something. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.